What Preform does at the lab here is we actually conduct tests on our products to make sure that they work for applications out there in the field.
One thing that stands out for me is that Preform has a high standard for testing. I believe Preform Line Products has the most comprehensive lab in our industry.
The laboratory is really an important part of our whole development cycle. The products and ideas that we come up with for our customers have to meet our own internal PLP standards, industry standards, and the customer standards.
One of our challenges we have in engineering is how do you simulate a product performance in the field in a short duration?
Simulate the dynamics that take place on cables as a result of wind-induced motions and oscillations and the things that really fundamentally take place by our environment.
The Preform Line Products Laboratory is set up into three specific areas. The first area is the environmental area, we have a tensile area, and we have a cable motions vibration area.
So we can do tests in the laboratory that will be testing temperatures, high temperatures, low temperatures. It'll put the closures through a pressure test. Various tests that'll help, let's say, prove out that this splice is going to last for the next 40 years.
The standards that we developed here at Preform Line Products for OPGW and ADSS cable types for those applications were developed by Preform Line Products in Cleveland, Ohio. And set up test stands, whether it's in our vibration locations, our tensile testing, or perhaps even in the environmental area because of the effects of salt fog or UV.
We can simulate high and low temperatures. We can simulate accelerated corrosive environments. We can also simulate extreme ice loading, and we can also do extreme sun exposure.
This is an unusual feature that the laboratory has, and it has full accessibility of our engineers to perform these tests and understand what can happen under field conditions.
We have a dedicated facility that's safe to do high voltage testing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
One of my favorite lines here at Preformed is to say that if you make it, we will break it in our laboratory.
The breaking that we do and putting products into test is to try to simulate what the products will see in the field. As the products go through their life cycle, they'll see all types of environmental problems and issues due to wind, rain, storms, and we try to simulate as much of that as possible.
So we have to simulate all those tests in our laboratory to give us confidence that products that we supply today will last for 30 years in the field. That's our goal.
Something that's very important to Preform Line Products is getting our customers into our facility so that they can be part of the learning process and we can learn from them in regards to what they're seeing out in the field.
We welcome those customers to come in, do a test, witness the testing, and while they're here, we can even take them on a lab tour, do seminars that would help them understand some of the current test methods.
Our laboratory and staff are a great asset to show customers. The depth of our products, our engineering behind the products really shows up in our laboratory and what they can see here in the testing environment.
Not only data acquisition, but then the history of the data that we have and the experiences that PLP has since 1947 with these products in the field. So we're able to build on all those experiences. When you choose a Preform product, you're going to know that there's a lot of testing and a lot of analytics behind it. And what we do best, I think, that differentiates other laboratories that are out there, whether they're in our utility spaces or otherwise, is really focusing on the ability to simulate what takes place out in the field with these products and these technologies and bring that into the lab and simulate that to the point where we are assured that we know what this thing's going to see and we can duplicate that and then engineer the best products. It's just another higher level of quality assurance that PLP is able to do, as a result of this laboratory.